Hello everybody. During this presentation I would like to show you an API testing framework called KarateFramework. This is not a very well-known framework. It's a new one actually. It was created some years ago, but I really like it, and it has very good documentation. The API I have tested with this tool is described on the following website, petstore.swagger.io. It's a fictional pet store web store where one can store details of animals for selling in the future, names, status of the animal. One can list the animals or pets, one can delete them and things like that. So the regular operations that someone does on the backend of a web store. I go down here on the screen. You can see that you can post a pet, you can put a pet, it means updating information on a pet, you can get the list of pets, you can delete a pet, etc, etc. With KarateFramework I have created some of the operations one can execute as an API request. Exactly, I have created getting the list of animals, I mean the get operation, posting a new animal, then changing the status of an animal or put, and then finally delete it. Let's have a look on the project. Before going into the details, I would like to show you some of the files. Actually, as you can see, the environment or IDE is IntelliJ. The project was created here. This is the POM XML of the file. Three things are important to mention here. Two dependencies, you can see them here. These are important for using the KarateFramework. You can see the group IDs, com, Intuit, Karate, artifact ID, Karate, Apache, and as second group ID, com, Intuit, Karate, and the artifact ID, Karate JUnit 4. This is important. I have downloaded them from the ambient repository, and also important this block, this build block. You can see more about it on the GitHub documentation I have shown you at the beginning of this presentation. There is the test runner file here. It is important for running the feature. This is very similar to the Java and Cucumber pair. Maybe you have worked with Java and Cucumber before. So actually this is the same as them. So at Cucumber there is a runner file, and also here at KarateFramework, here there is a runner file as well. Here is the feature file. This is very similar to a Cucumber feature file, but it is different from that, because a Cucumber file requires to have the test steps. The test steps, those are mentioned or identified from the feature file. So in a regular Java Cucumber environment, there are the features in the feature file. There are the steps in the feature file. And in Java there are functions or test steps. Those contains the source code for executing these steps written in the test in this feature file. But at KarateFramework there are no test steps files. So actually these lines contains everything. So there is no Java or C# or any other programming language source code in the background. That is all that you can see here. As I mentioned before, with this test I have listed the pets or animals in the store. I have posted a new animal and set the status to available, as it means that one can buy the animal or pet. Then I changed the status from available to sold. It means that it was sold, and then later deleted it from the list because the animal was sold. Have a look on the lines. At the beginning there is the URL. This URL is the same as one uses when executing it from the command line with the curl operation. So curl -x get, and this line from the command line that returns the animals with available status in the command line. But I have executed here from this KarateFramework environment. Have a look on the highlighted lines. These three lines mean that we execute the get operation. We would like to get the animals with available status, and we are happy, or the test succeeds when the response code is 200. Then the next four lines, it is similar, but we post a new animal and we check the status. This is the JSON file that defines the new animal. You see at the end of the line that it is available. One can buy it. It is available. It doesn't have an ID because we still don't know the ID of the animal, because the ID will come as response parameter. So we post it, we check whether the status is good, is 200, so okay. Then we save the response. So we know the response, I mean the ID from line 13. Then we execute a put operation and say that we have sold the animal. You see at the end, this JSON structure is actually, it is the same as in line 10. The only difference between them is that it has the ID that was returned in line 13 that I have mentioned. This is the ID. We use this ID here. We set the status to sold, and then check the response code, compare it with 200, and then finally delete the animal with the delete operation. So let's execute it here. I have started it. Great, it succeeded. So let's see the data here. These are all the animals you see here. That is the result of the get operation, and then comes the sold as the result of the put, and finally the animal is deleted. You can see the source code in the GitHub. If you have any question, feel free to ask.